Hi everyone, this is Bruce, and I'm very happy to share that I'm coming back to Japan for 7 recital in 7 cities. It's gonna be a big tour, and it's always, with deeply pleasure, and I'm always very touched by the warmth and enthusiasm and this, I think, sensitivity of the Japanese audiences. So I'm very much looking forward to see you again. I want to give you a little brief description of the program of tonight. It's a program, I think, of a big journey through different worlds of imagination, dreams, light, and folklore. We begin with the Ligeti's Fanfare Etude. I think it's a piece that a little bit less familiar maybe, and a bit surprising, to start the night, the recital. But for me, it evokes a very strange and fascinating dream world. It's a little bit like a reminiscence of surreal paintings of Salvador Dali. And of course, you see this piece is full of crazy dynamics and notes, rhythms. And immediately evokes a kind of concentration of the night. And, I just want to finish the piece and then jump into the next one. So I think it's a great piece to start with. The next one I want to introduce is, of course, the Beethoven's famous Moonlight Sonata, which doesn't really need introduction. But somehow it's so famous, but not so much played anymore nowadays, I felt. But every time I return to it, I'm reminded, why it's one of the most celebrated and famous classical repertoire. The opening already creates this very unique atmosphere, very quiet, very intimate, suspended in time, and I think offers this very special kind of beauty. The moon here is not very dramatic, or any spectacular. It's something very deep and contemplative, which creates, I think, a very nice contrast with the atonal piece in the Ligeti. And the program continues with one of course, my favorite composer and inseparable is Chopin. And this time, coming back to Chopin is very nice because I'm bringing 2 nocturnes, which I think totally fits in the C-sharp minor, the same key connection with the Moonlight Sonata. And then finishing the first half with Ravel's Alborada, already a little bit of hints from the Spanish music that will come back later in the evening. And then after the intermission, we have the Debussy's Rêverie, which I think opens a kind of different landscape of dreams before we arrive to the core piece of the night. I think that would be the Waldstein Sonata, another very famous sonata, of course, by Beethoven. I think if the Moonlights invites us to the night, the Waldsteins feels for me more like a kind of arrival of the light, This connection between the second and third movement is very famous, of course, because it describes the dawn, the aurora that gradually illuminate the horizon. I think that, it's one of Beethoven's most radiant and visionary works. And it's a moment from darkness to hope to luminous feeling. So I think it's brilliant and full of energy. And then the journey continues to Spain with a little quite rarely played and heard composer is Montpou, and it's still Cœur de la Lune. So it's like a bridge effect that we have from the Beethoven's Moonlight to the Montpou, and then describes a different kind of moon. It's transformed, I think, with Montpou's very unique language, intimate and poetic musical language. And then we briefly go through the Albanese Spanish folklore dance before arriving to the final boss of the night, which is Liszt's Spanish Rhapsody. It's a very close piece of mine. It's a piece that I've been playing for a long time. And this works, I think it's built on 2 different kind of traditional melodies. First one is La Folia. Of course, is one of the most and the oldest and the most celebrated themes in European musical history. And the second one is La Jota Aragonesa, which comes from the region of Aragon. It's full of festive energy and popular spirit. Yes, so I hope this program will invite you into a world of imagination, of dreams, of moonlight, of dawn, and folklore. So it's a huge musical journey through different visions of light and shadows. And I'm very much looking forward to present this to you, and thank you very much for your support, and can't wait to share these musical moments with you in Japan. So see you very soon. ありがとうございます。